Hey guys, SpinoDude here. I hope you're all doing really well, and today we're going to be looking at a beautiful Safari Ltd figure, so Marvin, bring it out. Thank you, Marvin. Now today guys, we are going to be taking a look at this. It is the beautiful Safari Ltd Dracorex. Now if you've been staying tuned to the channel recently, you'll remember that Safari Ltd so kindly sent us two beautiful figures to review as samples, and this was one of them, so I cannot wait to take a closer look at this guy. Before we begin, here are a few quick facts about Dracorex itself. Dracorex Hogwartsia means Dragon King of Hogwarts from the Harry Potter series. It was an herbivore that lived 66 million years ago in the late Cretaceous period. It could grow up to 10 feet long and weigh up to 99 pounds. It was discovered in South Dakota, USA. Now some of you might see the resemblance in this animal with the famous Pachycephalosaurus, and that's because it actually is a Pachycephalosaurus. Dracorex was actually just a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus. It was given its own species name before scientists found out that it was just a juvenile of the famous bone-headed dinosaur. And same goes for the dinosaur Stygimoloch spinifer. Both Dracorex and Stygimoloch were different growth stages in the life of Pachycephalosaurus, so that's pretty cool. So anyway guys, why don't we start taking a closer look at this figure. So we're going to start off at the head and look at the details up here first. Now you can see the lovely orange color that they brought into the skull here, and I love all of the spike details. It really looks incredible. Safari Ltd have done great work with this figure. The eye is in a nice lime green color there with the black pupil and a glossy paint to give it a wet look. You can see the beak up front here with the two carved out nostrils. This beak was used for chewing vegetation. The interior of the mouth has been sculpted and painted, which is really cool. You can see all the spikes and bumps that gave Dracorex its really menacing look, which is why its name means Dragon King. You can see the ear carved out in the back of the skull there, some nice cheek spikes here, going down the bottom of the jaw, which is really cool. Moving down the neck, you can see the reddish orange transitions into this bright yellow color in the throat, and then the yellow transitions into a lime green, which then turns into a dark forest green on the back. I do really like the color scheme on this guy. You can see some large scales and knobs and bumps in the skin going down the back of the neck there. Really cool. Moving down the neck, you can see the chest area here in the bright yellow color. You can see the forearms stretching out in the front here. Each have 5 fingers on it, each tipped with some gray painted claws. Now the interior of the arms are actually painted yellow, where the outsides are painted more of a lime green color, which is pretty cool. Now one thing that strikes me with this figure is just how bulging fat his midsection is here. I think this Dracorex needs to go on a diet. Don't you agree, guys? Moving down the side, you can see some really nice scaling detail, and transitioning into the leg area here, a nice tensed musculature, and I really like the way they shaped out the legs here. Very nice, small scales. Here you can see the really bird-like feet. I love the feet on this guy. He's in a striding position, which is really cool. You can see the 3 bird-like claws on the front there. And on the back you can see the dew claw, prominent in most bipedal dinosaurs. Moving down the rest of this side of the tail, you can see some more nice scaling detail. And right about here is where it transitions from the lime green into the bright yellow color for the bottom half of the tail, which looks really nice. The tail is really thin actually. You can see really nice scales. They almost look like fish scales the way they're shaped on here. And you can see the tail curling off to the side, some nice lumps and scales on the top there. Flipping over to the other side, you can see the nice curve in the tail with the yellow color. Really nice scaling detail going down there. Right here is where it transitions into the lime green color, which is really cool. Moving down this leg is being pushed forward when it's striding. So I like how they made the skin here all bunched up. That's a really great addition for realism there. Here's the beautifully shaped leg going down the side with tensing muscles. You can see the really bird-like foot on the front there. This model has awfully big feet, which helps it stand up, but I don't think they're proportioned exactly to the fossil. You can see the 3 nice claws, the bird-like claws there, and the dew claw, which like I said is prominent in most bipedal dinosaurs. Moving down this side, you can see the arm there, which you've already taken a look at. Some nice big scales. You can see on the top of the model, it's really dark forest green all the way across the top of the model. And moving up the neck, you can see some nice creases and folding in the skin. Really nice baggy skin underneath the throat, gives it a realistic look. And we're back up to that lovely head sculpt. Absolutely beautiful head sculpt. So in terms of scientific accuracy with this guy, it's really good. Safari Ltd have always done a fantastic job with researching the animals before they turn them into models. The only thing that sets me off a bit here is just how thick the midsection is, which is only really visible from the top and the bottom. From the sides it looks great, but then also the really large feet, which look almost really clumsy, but I think it helps with it for standing up and for display on your shelf, and it looks great anyway. So you're probably wondering just how big this guy is, so Marvin, bring in the ruler. Thank you, Marvin. Alright, so we have our trusty flexi ruler now, so let's give this guy a measure. So in terms of the length, from the tip of the nose all the way to the tip of the tail, we're looking at 7.5 inches. And in terms of the height, at the highest point, which is the back of the spike on the skull here, we're looking at almost 3 inches. For comparison, I'd like to bring in the Safari Ltd Caprosuchus. We are currently giving this guy away on the channel, so if you want to enter the competition for free, link is down below. We have a couple weeks left, so make sure you get in your entry. I think these two look great for display next to each other detail-wise, but I think the Caprosuchus is just a little bit too big compared to the Dracorex, but nonetheless, they look great next to each other. Next up for comparison, here is the North American super predator Cretaceous. Link to this review is down below if you want to see that. I think these two look fantastic. These are both from their 2012 line, so their detail is very similar from 2012. And they look great. Although Cretaceous would have been much larger in real life, I think they look good for display. And finally, for comparison, here's the 2015 Ceratopsid from Wild Safari, the Nasutoceratops. We just reviewed this guy on the channel, so if you want to see the review, link is down below. I think these two look great. These are the two models they sent us as samples, and they look fantastic next to each other. Nasutoceratops in real life would have been quite a bit much bigger, but they both look great for display on your shelf. Well, there we go, guys. That was today's look at the beautiful Safari Ltd Dracorex from their 2012 line. I think this is a fantastic piece for any dinosaur enthusiast, and it is greatly detailed, the scientific accuracy is good, and I love the color scheme. So anyway, guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have, leave a like down below and subscribe. Also leave a comment on your opinion on this model, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.